All right, welcome to this week's show. It's the Help Desk with Joe McDonald, the man behind the plan here with our whole podcasting deal. And last week you talked about battery backups and preparing for that power outage or natural disaster or whatever comes along that you end up without power for your cell phone or laptop or whatever the case may be. And you had a bunch of solutions for us. So we're going to build on that, and this week we're going to talk about backups and how to protect yourself that way. So we're on the theme of taking care of your stuff and making sure you can communicate and protecting yourself.
Right, because in a time of disaster, it's not if, it's more when it's
going
to happen.
Yeah, it's going to happen eventually. We all know computers break, power goes out, so it's just a matter of time and how best to address that situation, what we can do about it. So tell me about backups. How are we going to keep our information safe?
Well, in this type of scenario, a backup is anything from your computer getting a virus, a hardware failure, something that's keeping you from obtaining your data.
Right. And there's a lot of ways. Like you said, we all know viruses, and even if you own the Mac that is virus-free or whatever the case.
It was virus-free.
I was being sarcastic, so okay. But, whatever the reason you may think you're safe, there's always ways that you'll get bit. And, it could be as simple, no matter what you have, the hard drive could melt on you and you're out. And all your information was on there is gone.
Yep.
So talk to me about the 3-2-1 strategy.
The 3-2-1 strategy, and this applies for any home business. It doesn't matter if you have a computer. This applies to you.
Right.
Because a lot of people, especially right now after the holidays, they got a lot of pictures they want to save.
And I think that's an important point because people, when they hear this discussion, will think, well, I don't own a business. I don't really work in a business that needs this. But we all, especially now in the digital age, are saving tons of pictures, videos, favorite, copies of whatever programs they have. We all have stuff we want to keep. So
this applies to everybody.
Right.
Now the 3-2-1 solution is this. You got to have 3 copies of your data on 2 different media formats and 1 copy off-site.
Yep. And that's important because your house may flood, it may burn down, and if you have if you have all 3 of those copies, you're in a bad way.
Yes.
So it kind of avoids that plan of working for you. So having it off-site. Okay. Talk to me about copies. What do you mean when you say copies?
3 copies. You got to have the original copy, which is on your computer, then 2 additional copies.
Okay.
A common misconception with people is they'll take the original copy, they'll go to the store, buy an external hard drive, copy everything off of that main computer, and say, oh, it's backed up. And then they delete the pictures off the main computer. No.
I'm worried now because that's my plan.
Yeah.
I have a backup hard drive.
Yeah.
So keep going. So you're helping me.
So you're actually still only have 1 copy because when you delete it off your main computer, you're back to 1 copy.
Ah, gotcha. So now you're down to just having 1 on that hard drive, and you got all your eggs in that basket.
Right. So whenever if that one dies, you're dead in the water.
Right. And it could happen without you knowing it because I don't check mine that often.
Right.
It may be working. Okay, gotcha. Making me wonder. Okay, so what about the other 2?
The two media formats. 1, an external hard drive. The second could be a thumb drive, a DVD,
flash drive or
DVD, CD. Those take a lot longer, but when you want to keep your data, a little time now is worth a lot of trying to make up for it later.
Yeah, I can't imagine losing all my pictures and stuff. Okay, so now you've covered the 2 different types of media, and then so an external hard drive, a flash drive, or a jump drive, and then a CD, DVD backup. Okay, and then talk about the off-site option.
Well, now this one's not as hard as what you think. The off-site could be something as simple as making a copy of it and taking it to a relative's house.
Okay.
And vice versa, they bring a copy to your house.
Ah, yeah. That would be smart. You get it off of your property in case of that natural disaster, flood, whatever may happen. Okay, what's the other choice?
Online.
Online, the cloud.
Yeah, the cloud.
Okay, talk to us about the cloud. I don't know anything about the cloud. It's up there.
Well, the cloud is...
You always point up.
Yeah.
It's weird to me, but okay, it's up there.
The cloud is all internet-based.
Okay.
As long as you have a high-speed internet connection, you can back up your whole computer, and there's lots of companies out there like Carbonite and companies that they'll back up your entire computer. You just pick what you want to save, and it'll sit there and constantly back up.
Now, I know, and Zach and I talked about this the other day. People my age, now you're younger than I am, so you're more affluent, closer to being a digital native. My age automatically distrust the internet because you say, oh, people steal your identity. There's lots of stuff out there that just, you can't see it, so you just have to take people's word for it.
Right.
So when you're talking about these companies like Carbonite and so forth, can you trust them? Tell me, what makes you sure that we can trust them?
Well, with companies like Carbonite, the first thing I do is I look at what kind of security they have in place. And companies like Carbonite meet the federal standards like HIPAA.
Right.
And if They meet the HIPAA standards, which HIPAA is for your hospital patient confidentiality.
Right.
If that's good for my
Very
system,
stringent then.
yeah, if it's good enough for my medical records to be floating around the internet, then that's good enough for my data.
Right. So they're backed up by business, and they're backed up by the federal government and how they protect the information.
Well, they meet the qualifications.
Right. They meet the standards.
Right.
So then it's safe. I mean, it's just as safe as, like you said, going to your bank. You're handing them information as well. So, okay, great. Now, is there any options? We're saying the cloud. Is there any options locally that, and I'm assuming that's a lead-in question for what people can do locally. So.
Right. The local backup is backing up your entire system to an external hard drive.
Right.
You can manually copy and paste your pictures or information over, or there's software built into most computers, or you can buy third-party software that'll automatically do it.
Okay. Now, what if I'm saying here, Joe, I want to back my stuff up, but I don't know what I need to do, how I need to do it. I'm afraid I'll mess it up. Maybe I'll delete what I copy. I don't know. How does it work? Who can I call to do this for me?
You can give us a call. We'll set you up. And
I saw where this was going by.
Yeah.
So that's what we talked about this in previous shows. That's one of the features your business offers is helping people set up their backup plans.
Yeah, we do a lot of consulting for people that they go, well, I want to back up, but I don't know what to back up and how often and all that. And
that's where you come into place.
Right.
So locally, that is a fantastic option. Now, I'm almost, I don't know if you offer this or not, but what if, say, my in-laws live in Pittsburgh, they want to back their stuff up. If they called you from Pittsburgh, is it still a possibility to do
Oh, yeah.
So you could do it all?
Yeah, we have remote capability software where they give us a call, we send them to a website, we give them a code, and the only way we can get in
that way?
is they give us access, and then whenever we're done, they shut off the session, we can't get back in.
So you really don't even have to go to someone's house
Right.
to back up their information to keep them safe.
Right.
All right, excellent. Talk to me about online then.
Well, the online backup, it's simple as you load the software on your computer, and it'll sit there and constantly just back up everything to the internet.
And does it automatically.
The only drawback to that is if for some reason you got your information backed up, but you have no way of getting the internet to retrieve it.
Right.
So that's where the benefit of the local backup is. You've got the external hard drive with you.
Right. And if something happens, you have the ability to take it anywhere regardless of internet and get it.
Right. See, you're from the standpoint of online backup is I don't trust the internet. Well, from my standpoint, I don't trust the internet being there.
Right, yeah.
And that's the thing with a lot of people. Oh, the cloud, go online, that's fine. Well, which is don't get me wrong, it's great. But
it's great until the hub here in town goes out.
Exactly.
And then you're stuck.
Exactly.
Now that, for personal reasons, okay, we'll wait 5-10 days for it to come back up. Not a big deal. But if you're a business,
yes,
that changes the game. So that you're right. Different perspectives and what people need to look at and how they need to protect themselves.
Exactly.
If you're not any big deal and you can wait on the internet to come back up, great.
Yeah, if you can wait for your pictures, 5-10 days, that's no problem.
Right. Okay. So, leading to that, and we're talking about backing up your information. How often should you do this? What's the frequency rate that we should look
at? For
home
users, well, with any user, it's how much can you lose? How much are you willing to lose?
Right.
With a home user, if you just do a lot of Facebook, mostly, 5-10 days, once a week, once every 2 weeks. Or if you think, hey, I loaded a bunch of pictures tonight, I want to back up, you can do that. Or you can set up schedules in the software where it'll automatically do it like every night, once a week, 2 a.m.
Every
you can
3
set
days,
up your times.
Well, that sounds great. So, okay. So now we're looking at, let's just recap it. The 3-2-1 method. Go through that again for me.
3 copies.
3 copies. 2 different medias.
2 media formats and 1 offsite.
Get 1 offsite in case the bad stuff happens.
Right.
Okay. And then local backup, you guys offer that through A&M Digital Technologies.
Yes.
If someone has that interest, they can locally back it up, protect themselves,
Right.
and then you can also help them if they choose to do it online.
Right.
Put it out there in the cloud.
Right. And what a lot of people are doing with the pictures, everybody loads everything to Facebook, so that's an online solution. That
has me slightly worried because I put a bunch of photos of stuff that we do on Facebook, and I always thought to myself, well, I could always go back and get them. But what if Facebook goes down or something happens?
Right.
I mean, I'm assuming that Facebook protects themselves from having a catastrophe that'll wipe out the whole system.
Right.
But boy, if it does, I just lost a bunch of pictures.
Well, that's where you still have your local backups. So
Right.
You don't want to delete your main copies.
And keep them somewhere.
Right. That could be one of the options.
That is putting a lot of faith
in
right.
And there's companies like SmugMug will do the same thing.
Right. So, okay. And if someone wants to make sure they're doing their backups correctly or they want to get started into it, contact you and how they do that.
They can give us a call at our offices at 304-927-3588 or check out our website at www.amdigitaltechnologies.com.
So, A&M Digital Technologies. Last week we talked about having power for your essential communications, cell phones, laptops, and so forth. This week we're talking about how to back up your information and protect yourself, protect your information, specifically if you're a business or if you're someone that just takes a lot of pictures of your family and want to keep them safe. These are things you need to know. So another great topic here, the help desk with Joe McDonald. His wife Cena McDonald behind the cameras with help from Kale. And next week we'll be back with another help desk topic. And if you have any questions that you want answered specifically or any topics you want to see Joe address, send them in, email them to Joe, or check out our Facebook page. Get them to us one way or another, and we'll make that a topic.
Or you can email us at live@amdigitaltechnologies.com. And we're actually holding a contest. If you send a topic in and we like it and submit it, you might win something.
Nice. All right, so get in on that contest, and we'll be back here next week with another topic. Hopefully it'll be yours and you'll win something. And make sure you keep watching these videos. Thanks again to A&M Digital Technologies with Joe and Cena McDonald, and we'll catch up with you next week.
Thank you.